Hey everybody, client request here. I'm doing a very basic workout here for lower body, abs, and a little bit of upper body as well, but we're going to keep the exercises very basic. You can do this as a Tabata if you want, which would mean you would do each exercise for 20 seconds, resting 10 seconds, and then either moving on to the next exercise or doing multiple sets of the same one before you move on to the next one, depending on where you're at. So the first one we're going to do is a chair leg lift. So this is incorporating the abs, and if you're just new to the ab world, this is a very good way to do it because you have a lot of support. Your back is against the chair, you can hold on to the chair, and you're just going to lift and lower the legs, okay? Lift and lower. If that's too much, one leg at a time. One leg at a time. And then again, eventually, hopefully, you can get to the point where you don't need your hands and you can lift and lower your legs. So that's a basic lower abdominal exercise with the chair. The next one is going to be your basic crunch. Now, some crunches can be difficult if you have a little bit of a belly here in the way. So I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that might make this a little bit more comfortable. So a basic crunch, you're down on the ground. I try not to put my hands behind my head because when I do, I inevitably jerk my neck up. So I try to keep my hands here, and you're just literally lifting just the shoulders. It's a very slow and controlled movement where you're squeezing right here, okay? And that's really all you're doing. And then from there, you can also do the side obliques, which you're just coming up slightly so your stomach, if you have a little bit of a belly, isn't kind of bending you in half there, and you're just going to try to lean side to side and try to touch your heels. If you can't touch your heels, that's fine. You just want to do the movement side to side like so. All right, let me check my notes here. Heel touch. Okay, now we're going to do some lower body. So we're going to do a squat. Now with squats, I like to make sure that you're using a chair because so many times I see people at the gym and they do this. Okay, see my knees? That's a no. Look at that. Knees over the toes, that is dangerous. And if you have knee issues, it's very important that you use that core and you be mindful of your posture so you don't do further damage. So a chair is a great way to make sure you're doing a squat correctly because it forces you to sit back, see? And that's the form of a squat. See, it's a 90-degree angle. See, your knees are not going over your toes. So I try to use for basic, use the chair as a guide, and then get to where you don't touch the chair, but you know it's there, okay? Or if you need some assistance, you can use the chair to hold on to, but just again, sitting back, none of this. Don't do this kind of stuff. You keep those knees 90-degree angle. Now this squat here I'm going to show you is a squat with a side leg raise. So it's kind of doing double duty. You're getting your glutes, you're getting your hamstrings, and you're getting the side workout on your legs on this exercise right here. So that's a lower body exercise there. Then we're going to do wall push-ups. Push-ups, when you can get to the point where you can do them on the floor, they are a great total body exercise because if you do them correctly, they incorporate the abs, and of course they incorporate all your upper body and your arms. But if you're just getting started, the wall is a great place to start. So you're just literally leaning against a wall. Again, suck in those abs. Always mindful of where your abs are. You don't want to just let them go. And you're just going to lean in and push out. Lean in and push out. Do as many of them as you can. Now, if that's too easy, everybody knows the assisted sit-ups. Just being careful that when you're on the knees, you're on the tops of the knees, not the kneecaps, okay? Tops of the knee beds. Your arms are directly under your shoulders and they're spread out wide. And you're just going to go down and up. And then eventually you can get to where you're doing a full push-up. So there's a wall push-up. Now we're going to do another lower body, and this is going to be a wide leg squat. So you're going to want like a plie here. This gets the inside of the legs. Again, holding the abs in, tilting the pelvic forward, and you're going to squat down. See, the knees don't go over the toes. You're going to come up, and you're going to bring the knee up on each side. And that gets the oblique, okay? Lower abdominal, lower oblique. At the same time, you're working the lower legs. So there's a basic wide leg squat. What's the next one? Okay, now, These are two options. This is a walkout. This is a great introduction to a burpee. But if you've got some upper body weight, I don't recommend doing burpees because your form can get off and you can get injured. So this is a great way to learn how to get to where you can do a burpee, and they're just called walkouts. You're gonna keep your legs nice and soft, and you're gonna bend down to where you touch the floor, and you're just gonna walk yourself out, flatten your back, hold those abdominals in, and you're gonna walk yourself back up nice and slow. Now, if you're carrying a lot of weight and that's too hard, just bend down to where you can feel a little bit of pull in your glutes back here, your hamstrings, and come back up. So just bend down, keeping that back flat, abdominals in, come back up. Now, if that's too easy for you, or even if you don't even want to do that, then you can do the front kick. To where, again, doing a squat, you can do a wide leg squat or a regular squat, like so, sitting back, and you can kick forward. Sitting back, kick forward. It's forcing you to use those abdominals here. See, when you bring the knee up and kick out, or just bring the knee up, you're using your lower abdominals. Okay. The hollow crunch. Now this is awful. I'm just going to tell you this exercise right here is more of a challenge. So if it is too much, I'm going to give you another option. The hollow crunch is where your arms are back and you're going to come up with the legs and the arms and the shoulders, and you're just going to hold this for 20 seconds. If that's too much, leave your head down, lift one leg at a time and hold it. Or lift two legs. Or just bring the knees up and hold that, okay, for 20 seconds, just depending on where your range of motion is. Okay, lower leg lifts, these are on the side, okay, so you have some assistance here because your elbow is laying down, you're kind of on your hip. Again, if it's too much, just do one leg at a time, but the goal is to get to where you can lift both legs, just like so, and then you would switch and do the other side, okay? Last exercise, guys, this gives you 10, and these are donkey kicks. Now, donkey kicks are tabletop, right? And you can pull in if you want to get the lower abs, or you don't have to, and you're just gonna kick straight out. And that gets this whole area back here. Straight out, and you can also combine it, go like this, out and to the side. So again, you're getting this whole lower body area right here. Now, if you have the ability to use some rubber bands or even use a little bit of weight with this, that's going to help. You can't necessarily spot train, but you can tone and tighten and define the muscle, which helps support your joints, which helps with fat burning. So I hope you guys like this exercise routine. You don't have to do all of these in one shot. You can spread them out. I would pick at least 3 or 4 and do them in one setting. Good luck. Keep me posted. Thanks.